on in the locker room as you go out now against Kim?
You know, I think my match is pretty separate from, you know, the last one, and I'm pretty focused in.
Good luck. Thank you.
You know, the question I would have asked, how many bananas did you eat, Venus? How much bread did you snack on? That match went a little longer than you thought. What were you chomping on? Venus never gives you anything before a match. I'm not sure why we even ask her questions.
Do you think you would have given much before a match?
Yeah, I would have. We'll do long-form interviews.
You're tough now well after the matches are over. Let's go back to Michael Barkan.
Kim, you're going to take the court about 10:30 at night. How does that affect your outlook on this match?
Well, I think this is the first time for me, and you know, we were watching the match a little bit inside, and while I was, getting ready in the gym and everything, it was a great match to watch. So, I'm excited to be in the quarterfinal, and I'm looking forward to get out there.
You said to beat Venus when she's on a roll, you're going to have to take some risks. What did you mean?
You just have to play aggressive tennis and just go for his shots, and because they play very aggressive tennis themselves, so you just have to try to take it one step at a time. Sometimes you don't rush yourself too much, but just make sure that you keep playing aggressive tennis.
Good luck. Thanks, Kim.
For Venus, William.
Played in Antwerp, lost to Venus in the quarters, but then immediately went to Indian Wells in Miami, ranked well past 120, about 130 in the world, and won both of those titles, taking 6 out of the top 10 players in the world out.
And she's now number 4 in the world. She's come all the way back to.
Well, Venus will serve to start.
It has beaten Venus the last time they played. They played this summer on hard courts at Stanford, my alma mater, where they play a big ladies event. Beat her in the final 7-5, 6-2. Nice way to start.
And Kim is so nice again. Venus made what has become comments we have heard a lot from the Williams sisters. Venus, after that match at Stanford, basically said, well, look, I was tired. If I had played right, I would have won easily. And they go to Kim, and Kim doesn't take the bait. That's how nice she is. But the other match in that history that I'm sure lingers in both memories was at Wimbledon in the semifinals in '03. Kim Clijsters had Venus Williams down, won the first set, was up in the second, and there was a rain delay. During the rain delay, Oracene and Venus' sister both basically had an intervention with Venus in the locker room, challenged her to fight, to be tough. And Venus came out after the rain delay and just rolled over Clijsters.
And it wasn't that sister. It wasn't Serena. It was one of her other sisters.
And both players have been anxious to get out in this court for at least an hour, hour and a half. And they've come out swinging.
Cruise through to the third round. A little hiccup against Serena.
Especially nowadays, Tracy, all these girls and guys, they like to take big swings. So if you can get it into the body, which you don't see a lot of players do, you can cuff them. They can't get around on it.
So Venus with a hold.
We talked about Kim's record on hard courts, which is obviously fantastic. I mean, that says it all right there. Can she keep her nerve? I mean, this is the question that's been asked. It looked like she had Henin couple of years ago in the finals when Henin had played that 3.5-hour match with Capriati. It seemed like everything was pointing towards Kim winning that match, and she came up short there. Really tightened up. And that's happened to her too often. Remember, Ted, we were doing the match at the French when she was playing Lindsay. She was dominating Lindsay, won the first set easily, and somehow
Set in 3-1.
Went away.
Just completely disappeared. And on clay. I mean, you never pick Lindsay Davenport to win against Clijsters on clay. Showed 11 double faults in that match against Davenport.
She does have a tendency when she gets tight to start to play too fast, and she talked about in that little interview with Michael Barkan before the match the need to be able to slow things down, and not only with the pace of her play but also during the points.
So look at every ball hit to Venus's forehand.
Well, that's big defense. I'll tell you, because she had to work very hard to win that point, Kim Clijsters.
That's what held up so well at Wimbledon for Venus Williams, that forehand side. At this point of contact way out in front, when she would lose confidence, she would hit it late behind her.
Already with a couple break points.
Kim Clijsters, by the way, that one loss that she had on hard courts this year was to Shui Peng from China in the quarters of San Diego. It was a bit of a shock.
She's got the opposite problem of most of the other top players. She's perhaps played too much tennis.
And she played 4 weeks in a row. And then had 1 week off. There's Kim's mom, Els Clijsters. Is a gymnast. She's only 41 years old. She had Kim when she...
Did you go ask her?
I asked Kim.
Oh,
I said,
that's
your mom looks like
unbelievable.
your sister. She's had her when she was 19.
Kim Clijsters won the U.S. Open Series this year, so not only she's playing for the prestige of a major title, she's also playing for twice the prize money. Fault there. If she could win this event, $2.2 million.
That Venus is asking the lines person. She was called a foot fault on her second serve.
She got called for a foot fault and it went long, so she wanted to check with the linesman about which foot there stepped on the line. Let's see if we can get a look.
That's one reason. On Kim's website earlier at the U.S. Open, she said she wants to retire in 2007, which to me is crazy to make that announcement 2 years ahead. Seems like it puts a lot more pressure. People are going to be asking a lot of questions. I asked her a couple of days ago, why'd you do that? She said, well, I want to start a family. I said, would you ever think about returning after that? She said, yeah, maybe. She's only 22. Very unusual comment.
So that's 3 doubles already for Venus.
Was that the end of 2007 or the
She
beginning?
didn't. I didn't. Just 2007. And Davenport mentioned that at Wimbledon last year, and she regrets it. Tired of those questions.
Oh! Well, that return, and Clijsters gets the break back. Pounds now, all the focus and the spotlight inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. Maria Sharapova just outlasting Nadia Petrova in a tight 3-set ladies quarter. She is the first semifinalist, the second to be decided here.
Venus has cooled off a bit these last 2 games. Clijsters moves so well. Legs, got legs like the old man. He paid some dividends. Leo was a great soccer player. So.
Yep. Soccer hero in Belgium. It's been unusual. We have not seen him U.S. Open. He's almost always a presence at Kim's Majors, as the IBM ticker will come by with the results of the day.
Leo played the World Cup in 1990. Look at the power. They both said it was a little strange when Kim started to get famous that people would come up and ask for her autograph instead of his.
It made him very proud and a little bit old.
Foot fault again.
Venus has had a few in their prior matches here.
Came in nicely inside the baseline. And that forehand took a little pace off, went for the short little angle. Good control.
solid volley. I think she knew that Venus was going to go out of there.
Two-handed volley. Look at this on the full stretch, and she gets it back down at Kim's feet. Great pickup, little high. Blocks it right on the line.
Now return long, so it's 3-2 Venus first set.
That Pete Sampras could survive his 1996 quarterfinal match with Alex Correggia. Sampras, who overcame fatigue and became ill on the court, came from a match point down to win the 5-set epic and went on to capture his 4th U.S. Open crown. Mass Mutual Financial Group. You can't predict, you can prepare.
The Clijsters special. How does she get away with that?
Well, she did it in Berlin. She hurt her knee.
Ugh.
Sliding on hard courts is not suggested.
It's-
Ooh, and
did the
pops right
splits,
back up. In Berlin, she hurt her knee against Schneider. Had to retire. She was still on medication at the French Open. She says she's not going to change it. She's done it for 10 years. It's instinctive. You know, we'll watch as the match goes on, John, because there are some times I think that she doesn't need to do it. I think she could actually get to some of the shots better and be on balance and actually hit an offensive shot. It becomes a defensive shot. Sometimes it helps her, but sometimes I think she could get better organization before the shot.
She's very strong and she's very quick, and she'll often make an opponent, like Venus here, hit an extra ball. And not to pay off for it.
She makes the court feel smaller. That pressure to hit closer to the lines. She's chasing everything down.
There's an example of where she needed to do that.
Yep.
She couldn't take that extra step. It certainly brings some moans and groans from the crowd.
What strength she must have, and flexibility.
Well, she did the splits a couple of points ago. You just take a look at her legs and you see how strong they are.
Thank you.
She's as fit as I've ever seen her.
We're talking about those 4 tournaments that she played in a row in the summer. The last one was in Toronto, and that was a hard designation. And at the beginning of the year, they give you one tournament, the WTA, that you have to play. So she didn't want to play 4. She could have taken off one of the other 3 weeks.
What happens if she doesn't play that?
Then you get fined. They do that, the hard designation, so that they fulfill the commitments for the tournaments and the tournament directors.
What is the fine? You know what the fine is?
You know, I don't.
Because I'm sure there's some other players that haven't played their hard designations this year. And they may still be in this event.
And you know what's amazing is Kim really did save the tour this summer.
Absolutely did. My
And
goodness.
San Diego was just dying.
Yeah.
Everybody was pulling out. Toronto, and it was dying. Without Kim there, they would have been struggling. So, again, being the nice person that she is, In San Diego, they asked Maresmo to come back early.
They asked Venus Venus was going to go play a small event in Stockholm. They asked Venus to change her plans to try to help the U.S. Open Series events.
She pulled out of Stockholm and didn't play the other event, so.
And Toronto because of the flu.
That ball missed.
Well, Venus is trying to do here, she can win the U.S. Open. It'll be the third time she's done Wimbledon, U.S. Open back-to-back.
2000, 2001.
And you look back in the Open era and you realize how special that is.
That's where her speed and quickness and strength pay off for her. 'Cause here's Venus trying to go for a big shot, but she leaves the court open. You know, Kim's there in plenty of time.
Martina Navratilova did that 5 times. Or excuse me, Steffi Graf did it 5 times. Martina 4 times. They're the only players who would be more than Venus. You think about Billie Jean King once, Margaret Court once, Chris Evert once.
Once is still good.
I know, but you realize where that puts Venus. Is what I'm saying. That's amazing.
Another absolutely beautiful day to play tennis. Not much humidity. It's almost cool conditions.
And it's supposed to continue into the weekend. Beautiful weather.
Takes the chance, just misses it. That's what you talked about. She needs to take a few risks, be aggressive.
I'd like to see her hit that shot, but aim about 1.5 feet inside the line. So in case she catches it a little bit late like she did, that it'll still go in.
It's a little wristy sometimes on that forehand.
Same with Venus on that shot. And part of this obviously is due to the fact that they respect the speed of the opponent. And they both move and cover a lot of ground.
Two of the best defenders in the game. I think along with Serena. Actually, Kim, a couple of weeks ago, said that she thought Justine was the best defender with that ability to slice off the backhand side. That was a surprise.
Had to work, but she holds. 4-3 Williams in the first. Well, Kim Clijsters back healthy again and playing as much, if not more, tennis than anyone on the ladies' tour this year.
Best winning percentage this year. Justine Enarden had that until last night when she lost to Mary Pierce. fourth round. Clijsters with 6 titles this year. 5 of those on hard courts and 1 on grass. Eastbourne week before Wimbledon.
Well, it's 15:30, so she was facing some break points and she lost that, but a nice change of pace from Clijsters there.
First set of the second ladies quarter tonight at the U.S. Open. We're staying on with you here at USA. Maria Sharapova won the first one tonight. A long 3-set battle with Nadia Petrova. She awaits the winner here.
Venus, for the record, is 36-9.
That's 4-all. Tournament summary brought to you by Saab, the state of independence. And on the men's side today, Federer and Hewitt helped complete the quarters. Bryan brothers in the men's doubles semis, and of course tomorrow night we'll have Lindsay Davenport first against Dementьeva and then Agassi Blake. Everybody, you can hear everybody in the crowd oohing when she does that.
Absolutely. Whoosh. Thank God she's flexible.
Mark DeHoos on the right, the red jacket. With Kim about 3 years. There in the white shirt with the red stripe is Tim Clijsters. It's Kim's cousin and also her physio. He travels with her. He was at Wimbledon. Most of the summer as well. Summer hardcourt circuit.
Holded love for Venus. And move on serve.
Take the next right.
Egyptian navigators love emerald nuts.
First, Aggressive, relentless. Fire has no equal. Or does it? The 300 horsepower Lexus GS.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We need help.
With what?
He's always...
I understand. Farmer, designer, weaver, buyer, shipper, seller.
Yeah, what do you got?
You need a customized, integrated, real-time web portal.
What?
To get you on the same page.
Perfect.
Who are you?
Shepherd.
The U.S. Open on USA is brought to you in part by Emerald Nuts, 16 delicious, nutritious, premium snack nut products available in on-the-go shapes and sizes. And by Mass Mutual Financial Group, you can't predict, you can prepare.
Thank you.
You get a sense they're still trying to feel each other out? First set?
It's a little bit of the same issue that we saw in the first match. They haven't quite found their range. They're not in full flow. I mean, again, there's a lot more errors than winners in both players.
Love to see when Venus hits that mid-court shot and wants to move into the net. She's a good volleyer. Knows where to position herself up there. I think this event, she's coming in more. It's been successful. Look, gets those knees down extremely well. Just be so intimidating, not only if she had that awesome baseline game, but added this extra dimension.
There's what John was talking about again.
But you do feel like there's some quality.
There's-
and Venus has been more aggressive, and I think it pays off for her.
Well, that's a big point. And obviously here it's Clijsters on the ledge.
I mean, when Serena lost at Wimbledon and she didn't have to play her, it all of a sudden something lifted off her shoulders and she became you just felt like she was a different player when you watched her.
And that's what you think what you think may happen starting tonight. Same exact thing.
Beat Krabus, played a great match against Pierce. An excellent match against Sharapova in the semis. You know what was funny about that is that nobody was even mentioning Venus at the beginning of Wimbledon as a possible contender. She'd really been struggling. As soon as she beat Sharapova, everybody turned around and flipped and said, okay, now I think she's going to win it. She can play like that.
I thought it was as soon as I saw Serena lose, that you could see that when she was out on the court, even against Krabus.
I didn't see it that early, that's for sure.
It was like a relief, though. And the energy that she didn't have to expend playing her sister just allowed her to use it against these other better opponents.
And also knowing that she would, and as has so often happened, that they don't have to meet each other in the finals. I mean, that's like the same thing. The track is cleared.
The track was clear for 9 months before that. She hadn't done much.
Well, she's got set point now.
And Venus won Wimbledon. But before that this year, she just won a small event in Istanbul. It was her first title in over a year.
Venus Williams gets the first big break, and with it, the first set. Somewhere he's never been before, the quarters of a slam. What a wonderful story. And we'll see it live here tomorrow night, prime time at the Open on USA. And preceded, by the way, by Lindsay Davenport. Quest of another U.S. Open title in her quarter with Elena Dementьeva.
This was not that easy for Venus. Had to adjust very quickly. And not sure about that shot selection with Venus Williams at the net with that long range. That is excellent tennis.
Unfortunately, I get this feeling of times past when I've seen Kim, that it's just deep down whether she believes that she can pull this off. And Venus, to me, right now is a clear favorite to win this.
Venus so far with just a much bigger game.
How about trying to change things up a little bit? Playing with some more spin, a little more height. I mean,
Clijsters.
This is what I'd like to see from her. That she's come out here just not assuming that her game's going to win. You know, she has a losing record lifetime. It's 6-3 for Venus.
Actually 3-1 on hard courts for Venus as well.
Venus is one of the bigger occasions at the Open, at Wimbledon.
That right there, John, might be the difference. Is the big occasion player.
Well, exactly. That's what we keep
Venus.
waiting from Kim.
Yeah.
It's a hold, so they're starting to see a little bit of just a slight crack in the body language of this such an athletic player. That last there, that little fight, that's what you want to see from her now.
But she also doesn't seem engaged mentally. She's not, she's just out there again, just hitting balls. And this is a case of where I think there's a fair amount of people in this audience. I know it's a pro-American crowd, but there's a fair amount of people that are pulling for her to. There's a lot of tennis fans here that know her history.
Know that situation. And this would be rough, John, because a lot of people have picked her. The expectations even higher. And she says this is by far the best she's felt going into the Grand Slams this year. I'd hazard to say any Grand Slam in her career, tennis-wise, physically. And because many of the other top players have struggled with injuries this summer.
She missed that.
It's just rushing.
But it's just going for too big a shot when it's not necessary.
And you know you tend to overhit when Venus is on the other side because she tracks down so many balls, but
second ace that gives her the game for 1-all. All right, John, your man.
There he is. I mean, I'm
Emmy
come
winner.
new. Yeah, that's
Tony
right.
Shalhoub is Adrian Monk. And it's every Friday at 10 only right here on USA.
Are these new monks now? Must be coming up, right? I just like saying the word monk.
He's a nut.
See, Tony was here. He enjoyed his tennis. A couple of years ago, he came out to the Open.
I can see her get mad too. Just get frustrated.
Like Vidasova the other day, who was throwing the Gatorade bottles.
No, not hitting the ball in the crowd where she took someone's head off her. I think fortunately she didn't hit anyone.
Exactly. She got very lucky. 16-year-old from Czech Republic. Got fined $500 though. Said it was so little because she hasn't had any infractions before. It's Vidasova.
Way more important than her camp immediately came out and said, that's wrong. I told her, you can't behave that way. Not acceptable. You see Venus has the look, John. I think that you're hoping to see Clijsters. Have you see it with Venus?
Yes, I mean it seems to be more determined. More focused too. That's the third one. We got to take a. Do we have a replay of it?
It's the second one on a second serve. She lost the point because of it.
Let's see if we can tell here. No,
Looks like it's that front one.
I didn't see it.
Right one, the back one didn't seem to move far enough forward.
Can you use that replay thing for foot faults?
Point tracker. So we're on serve in the second. Venus took the first. Methodical right now, but effective. She broke Clijsters on the final game of the first set.
Thank you.
Starting out on serve in the second. But each game that goes by, again, you see Tracy Clijsters seems to just, it's not a ton, but maybe just lost a little bit of her sharpness.
Doesn't look like she has a plan. Starting to spray the unforced errors.
Yeah, that's the part. I mean, we often go out and don't play our best, and we often come up against an opponent, and there's a bit of a shock to the system because you're taken aback at how well they're playing or how intense they are. But you need to have thought that through. Like, if this happens, I'm going to do this.
Plan B.
Plan B. A plan C. An emotional plan B. When Kim gets herself in trouble, she becomes a little robotic. She's just
Does the same thing. You know, maybe try to mix in a few backhand slices.
starts playing too fast. You know, here she is. This is a big game for her. It's 6-4, 2-1 down. It's 15-30.
She was ready for the point before Venus was.
I get the feeling it's slipping away. You know, I don't like how it feels for her right now.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm going to try to be like you, John, and make a reach here. The Atlanta Braves have won 14 straight regular season titles and have not fared nearly that well in the postseason when the lights are their brightest. Kim Clijsters had a great regular season record. Now she's obviously had success, but perhaps not the success you'd expect in the big lights given her regular season record.
Well, there's been a couple of occasions where she's come very close. I mean, we've talked about the Capriati one. Now it's become part of she's the best player around. Her and Maresmo that haven't won a slam. It's gotten inside her head. She's got to worry about herself. You know, I see quite a few of the other players that, you know, if there was a hard designation and they were told to play it and it wasn't in their best interest to play it, they wouldn't play it. And if she's over tennis, she needs to step back, and because she's done enough, in my opinion, too, this year.
Believe it or not, I don't think that was a problem at all because she got to buy the first round.
Just
somebody
another place
pulled
to
out,
travel
so
to?
Yeah, right.
And not be in a
Because it was
comfort zone
really
and
quite
relax.
easy, and she actually beat Justine in the final, so I think that gave her a big confidence boost.
Well, it turns out that you see that Justine has played really well on clay, but she's been struggling on the hard courts. Mary Pierce beat her rather convincingly last night. It's not about, you know, beating Justine there. It's a nice win.
To me, it's not about too much of the schedule. It's about too much Venus Williams.
Right, but it's also it's about peaking at the big events. Lendl used to talk about that. I was more of a believer in you know, trying to compete the whole year and end up the year #1. And I think it can cost you if you think that way. If others that just focus, like Pete Sampras, the Williams sisters, I mean, they roll the dice a bit because they don't play many matches, but they've produced in a lot of big occasions. I mean, at the moment, it's a mismatch. It almost feels like a mismatch. This shouldn't be a mismatch.
Venus is handling the big occasion much better.
Yep.
The crowd's certainly pulling for us. Not too late yet.
Deep return up the middle.
And part of it also, there was a long match. Maria Sharapova played 2.5 hours. A lot of people have left. Pumps her fist there and show how much she wants it. That's going to help her cause.
Steady in the beginning of the point. Bringing that ball in from the lines a bit. And pulls the trigger.
Well, here's her.
This is an unbelievably big opportunity for her.
This is it. She knows it. Window closes fast if she can't convert here. The aggressive Venus.
On 10 of 15 points at the net.
But even some of the points, Tracy, she's looked at coming and hasn't, but you always get the idea that she's gonna do it, and that's unnerved Kim, where you don't get the same feeling with Clijsters, that she may come in at any moment.
Thank you.
Breath of life for Kim Clijsters. A break, back even. And she had a grip on it. She may still, but it's been loosened a little bit. Clijsters has a pulse here on serve.
Thank you.
That's the forehand, excuse me. That's the forehand, John, that gets a little wristy to me. It's almost like she opens up too early with her left shoulder, and then the arm comes through.
That's what she should really feel. Her legs are so strong. She should make sure she's got a good foundation and make sure she finishes her shot. And if she comes from the bottom up, I think that she'll eliminate a lot of those errors.
That's what Mary Pierce has talked about. The strength in her legs has allowed her to play so much better. She gets down so well, Mary Pierce, on her shots. It's that explosiveness starts at the legs.
You know, it's the same with the serve. She pulled away from that serve, and so there was nothing on it.
And there was a case where it appears she hurried. She hurried the second serve.
She often does that between first and second.
Hurried as well. And just rush that forehand. Get up there.
Well, she rushed her footwork. She seemed to be sprint in, and the ball was coming back fast, too fast.
And she got too close to it. Get up there, but you got to make sure that you have enough room.
She really wasn't set up to hit that.
So close, she had to leap up into the air. Great point.
That's out. And Clijsters is broken back. And now Venus may not let go of the grip. Tell there she was still thinking about the previous point.
I agree with you, Ted.
Serve up the middle.
And then very quickly in the point. With the third shot, she just makes an error. And that's where you've got to forget that point and get mentally tough for that next one.
You've got to watch what's coming off your opponent's racket. You know, there was some pop on that return. I mean, it wasn't floating back. New balls here, so you might see Venus some pretty hard serves. But you do. The ball's going to fly a little bit the first couple games, and it's done so the first few. First few points of this game.
Great get. Great racket control. Full splits here. And still sends this ball back right at Venus Williams' feet.
Well, that's just 3 chances to break again. 4th break in a row here.
Clijsters is questioning something with chair umpire Christina Olesen. And wow, did I speak too soon? Still alive.
Ain't over till it's over.
Nice, Yogi. Goes to second set. That last break Clijsters had seemed so disheartening. You sense that Venus would pounce and close. But Clijsters has another life.
That ball that Venus Williams hit, this approach shot, was right off the line. Clijsters did well to get it low, force her to hit up. And she used her speed and footwork. There she got herself in good position. She's more consistent on that backhand side.
Without a doubt. There's a great forehand, but that's the side that technically can trouble her. Backhand side, she's changed a bit, a little less wrist. She uses with that left wrist because of the surgery last year. She had to make that adjustment.
trading
Beautiful.
back trading to Venus's backhand there.
I just like the way she played that point, though, Clijsters, both players. I mean, you know, Venus is hitting a lot of winners and is taking control of the match, but now Clijsters is making her work harder.
Moves in front of that baseline. Always looking to move forward now.
And there the forehand goes long. Clijsters thought a previous shot was long.
That's a solid game from her, though.
But she's won now 8 of the last 10 points. Venus just taking a break.
This is where it's key for Kim to make her hit winners. Cut out those unforced errors. Like just solid tennis. Oh, yeah, that was a late call, but well long.
Well, that error, for the first time, Venus and Clijsters are now level in unforced errors, which would we ever think that'd be the case?
Well, long.
And from up above, where our IBM point tracker crew is hard at work. This entire match, Clijsters has had more unforced errors until then.
Absolutely incredible, and she had a shot at it, that forehand. Got a little jammed. Look at the way that Clijsters moves. Most players would never get this shot. That would have been a clean winner. And this one as well. Gets back up.
This hurts to watch.
It is incredible.
She actually overran that one.
Yeah.
There was plenty of people standing even though she lost it, but if she had hit this in, there would have been a standing ovation for sure. Now the crowd's certainly giving her due, her effort. But she hasn't gone away.
I'll tell you what, just my perception watching this is, you know, Clijsters. Venus has been looking a little winded here. She took the break. She obviously stalled before she started serving this game. She took another break after that long point, and she looks as if she's feeling the effects of this.
See, that's why if Kim could make her work hard each and every point, if she has to win points like that, that's how she could get herself back in this match.
Hits behind Venus Williams, and what a return of serve. 117-mile-an-hour first serve, and blocked it back and got ahead in the point.
It's also a good, solid, safe ball. You know, not flattening out and going for too much. And she's on a good run right now. The crowd wants a third set. You can feel it. That's out. That was out.
Oh, that was a double fault. And Kim Clijsters will serve for the set.
Here, and what a turn of events, Tracy Austin. It looked like Kim Clijsters was finito at 6-4, 4-2. And now here she is serving for the to take this to a third set.
Venus Williams started out that last game with a double fault, ended with a double fault as well.
But we have to credit Ted. You know, he's been next to us, Tracy, for a long time, but he pointed out that Venus looked tired and winded, and I think that it was pretty clear that that cost her that game.
And she was just waited late getting up off the chair here. And it's surprising. It's an hour 17. Venus, Serena says, look, Venus is the one that spends all the time in the gym. That her fitness is the one that's right.
And Serena said Venus spends 3 or 4 hours on the court practicing and then more in the gym. Venus was so strong at the end of that 2-hour and 45-minute match, the final at Wimbledon. It's Davenport who got a little pooped.
But it was very close. It looked out, but it was very close. I couldn't tell for sure.
Let's see what IBM Point Tracker says. Good.
Doesn't look out from that replay.
Very rarely do you see Venus Williams question a call.
See, that's the shot right there. If she hits it with more topspin. And she's been on such a good run these last 3 games. She's got herself back in. She's got Venus winded. And to just give her that point after 1 shot rally, the nerves.
Another one. Both off that side, that forehand side.
No momentum. Clijsters has it all, and they let it slip here. 2 break points.
She added more topspin, like you said, John, on those forehands where she actually comes from the underneath the ball, and sometimes when she hits cross courts around the outside of the ball. It's like that one. A little safer shot.
She gets that result she's looking for. And that's how she should play each and every point. And I'm approving of this comeback. 2 points from a level match now. Venus is the one trying to slow things down.
Venus.
He slithered that one down the line. Not much room to find an angle like that.
In the previous forehand, this one was the one that was so close.
Well, that was close, but this wasn't far off. She threaded the needle on both those shots.
No, Clijsters overhits, and Venus breaks back.
That's the shot she was looking for. Cannot believe it. Hit all those deep shots, those angles. A lot of power to get that short one.
And now can Venus Williams play champions tennis here and close? They've been given, with that start, 6 breaks of serve in this set, but she has Clijsters frustrated. You'd think disheartened. This would be where the champion stands up and closes.
Well, the way this set's gone, it's a roll of the dice, obviously. Flip the coin.
Just pulled up and back a little too quickly. Didn't stay down with it. Finish that stroke. That's nerves. Easy to see why. This overhead, terrific approach, throws it up extremely high, nice and deep, tougher to judge.
I would have liked to see Kim moving closer to the baseline there. You know, she stood way, way back. That's why that forehand was tougher to pull off.
Terrific point.
Excellent get here from Venus Williams. He doesn't have much room to work with, has to get up and over the net without touching it. Gets it behind Clijsters, and Clijsters down at the feet. Venus Williams, I think, could have moved in a little bit more on that volley.
That was an excellent play there. You see how quickly she stopped,
Yep.
so she didn't hit the net.
Let
She
this
was
one
a
drop
little
down
tired
a little.
there, Tracy. That's why she didn't move in closer. It was a smart play by Clijsters not to go for the outrunner, keep it low.
You would expect second serves have been trouble for both. Both players here winning just barely over 40% on their second serves. An experience that the ladies don't often get. Midnight tennis. Break. And yet another opportunity for Clijsters. USA, glad to have you with us live.
That's right on the line. They're not just diehards. I mean, this was one of the most anticipated matches in the women's draw. The Clijsters have played one of the Williams sisters. Turns out to be Venus in the quarters. Certainly didn't expect it to be going on quite this late.
7 breaks of serve in this set. Second time Clijsters is serving for it.
So we're about headed for the breaker.
I got my coin ready.
Yes. Heads I win, tails you lose.
This would double the number of.
You remember that Honeymooners
double
episode,
faults.
Ted, right?
Yes, I do.
Tracy, were you a Honeymooners fan?
I wasn't. That was before my time.
Oh,
no, I get it.
We're not buying that
on us.
IBM ticker with the scores of the day and night. Well, it started with Yuri and Kim's mom chewing away. It's that kind of night.
Clijsters has not been up the net much tonight. Takes this one out of the air. Venus again taking a lot of time. Clijsters ready to serve. both have struggled with that forehand side. It's the 20th unforced for Kim on the forehand. Venus has 14 unforced on that forehand side.
Venus covered so much court there.
Well, these two young ladies are working awful hard out there, covering incredible amounts of territory.
Puts it down at Clijsters.
Clijsters has won a couple of big points at net. That should encourage her not to be afraid to get up there. Incredibly set point to take it to a third set.
Venus looked a little tired there.
For Clijsters, this is her first set point. This is some emotional ride these two players are enduring in the latter portions of this set.
What do we have here?
I call heads.
I'll take tails.